For now, though, we're going to turn to a couple of current events, all happening this upcoming weekend. Memorial Day weekend brings a bunch of bike races to our region, and it all kicks off with the Snake Alley Criterium this Saturday in Burlington. This is a downtown race that is entirely on city streets, and you see that road right there? That's why it's been called one of the most physically challenging races in the Midwest. That road alone has 5 switchbacks and a 60-foot climb just along the Snake Alley Street. After that, it'll be the 46th annual Melon City Criterium in Muscatine. Racing begins at 8:30 a.m., so Weed Park will be closed to vehicles from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. this Sunday. And this is a fast and technical course through the park that's also a celebration of Muscatine's heritage and community. And then 1 week from today, on Memorial Day Monday, it'll be the 58th running of the Quad Cities Criterium in the village of East Davenport. There's a lot going on. So here to tell us all about this historic race is Jacob Spath with the Quad Cities Bicycle Club. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Let's start at the basics. First of all, 58th running is incredible, but when we say criterium, what does that mean?
So a criterium, a lot of people think of Tour de France or gravel racing is really popular. They're very open range, long distance events. A criterium is a course that's typically a mile or less, and you just do laps as fast as you can for a set amount of time.
And you have a lot of racers that are coming out next weekend in the village of East Davenport. You got 12 heats, is that right? 12
different categories, and we're expecting up to 200 participants this year.
How many of those? You also have a big kid race that comes out as well.
Yeah, so there's a kids race for young tots, but the competitive racing starts at 12 years old.
How exciting. So we're watching some of the video from previous year's criteriums. Do people travel from all over the country for this race?
Yeah. We have national, the men's pro field is a national event, so we'll get people, all over the Midwest and, coast to coast.
Well, people can see in that video that the spectators are right up there in the middle of the action. That's kind of what makes Criterium so much fun. They're these urban settings, and it's great for spectators. So how close can people get to the action in the village of East Davenport?
Hopefully not too close. The start-finish that's pictured here does have barriers up. But most of the course is unprotected. We just ask spectators to keep a proper distance and let the competitors do their thing. But yeah, it's right there, and the East Village is really set up well for spectating.
And I hear that the businesses down there, the restaurants, the bars, are going all out for this. What's happening?
Yeah, so many different places are going to have specials, and it's an indoor-outdoor thing. So, the area is closed off just like a festival would be, and it's just going to be a great time for everybody.
So 58 years later, you guys must be doing something amazing. I hear people talking about this race all spring long, getting excited for it. Why do you love it so much?
It's just, I mentioned some of those other types of racing, but Criterium is all out, full gas, as hard as you can go for that amount of time. And it's just really exciting. It's also super fun to spectate. As I get older, I'm not as competitive maybe, but it's still fun to watch and watch people turn themselves inside out.
And I have to ask, we're talking about the Quad Cities Criterium, but have you been down to Burlington for the Snake Alley Criterium?
I've seen it. I've not spectated it. It's something to watch.
I was going to say that. I can't imagine. We were talking about it in our newsroom today, trying to get up that hill. I don't think I can do it.
There's people that don't, and not only is it steep, but it's also cobblestones, which makes it even harder. And then if we get some rain...
Ugh.
Yeah.
James? Okay. He's coughing over there. Okay. So for people that are interested in joining a local bike club, that's a huge part of what puts on all of these criteriums here locally. So whether you want to get involved more for the criterium or just for other things, how can people do that with the Quad Cities Bicycle Club?
So QCBC is a long-time bicycle club in the Quad Cities. They've been around forever. Put on a range of events, not only races, but groups, social rides, some of them sporting, from spring all the way through the late fall. They're active. Search out, their website, or just go to your local bike shop and ask them for direction.
Yeah, those guys are so connected.
Yeah.
And do you guys have any other events coming up later this summer?
Yeah, so just check out the website. Like I said, there's a lot of, group rides that start and finish in various parts of the Quad Cities, and it's just going to be fun. Tomrov is one that people should look, that's a non-competitive ride to Dubuque and back the next day. Super fun. That's also been going on. I forget the number of years, but it's well established.
Love it. So are you racing on Monday?
I am not racing.
Me neither, but I will be spectating.
Yeah, for sure. It's worth coming out for.
Seriously. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate this.
Thanks for having me, Shelby.
Yeah, and for you guys at home, if you want to get out and watch any of this weekend's 3 local criteriums, we have all that information up at WQAD.com underneath the As Seen on TV tab.